If you're watching the replay, you may want to skip forward a bit. I have to go on my laptop. Make sure we've got everything in view. Go onto my laptop and start the live so I can read comments. I don't know if anybody will be joining today because it's, what is today? Thursday at 1. Such an odd time to do a live. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, there's Miss Sandy. Well, hello. All right. So, I'm kind of excited. I don't know if you or anybody else out there has been watching Ryan, and I think Nancy and Tracy all got some fabulous red rubbery substance that they've been putting their ink pads on, and then they don't move. Yeah, pretty cool. So you can really get in there and not have to worry about grabbing it with your fingers and getting inky. Well, I bought at the local, what is it, Dollar General here in Ohio. Dollar General started carrying some baking stuff, and they had this silicone mat. It was about $4, I think, but it's super thin. It's like really, really thin. And for $4, I was like, I'll give it a try. I'll cut it up. We'll see. I was able to put it in my slider trimmer. I finally got new blades for it. I put it right in here. I went over it several times, and then it looked like it cut, but when you picked it up, it didn't go through. And then all I had to do was give a little yank, and it peeled right apart. So I'm excited that I got that. So now I can keep everything nice, and then a couple of these I think I'll cut into littler ones so I can just have a single. But yeah. And I also invested in a pencil sharpener. I've been watching Coloring Bliss. Yeah, you got one. Have you been using it? Do you like it for your inkies? But I also invested in a pencil sharpener. I've been watching Coloring Bliss, and I'll link her in the description after the video, because she does very detailed product reviews, and her business is coloring. That's what she does. And she says Germany pencils are, super good. They make good blades. And I saw this hanging up at Hobby Lobby. This is probably one of two things that I bought on full price. And that's because I saved so much on my paper. I was like, okay, I'm going to get a pencil sharpener, because my mom always taught me to sharpen the Prismas with a knife. That was the best way. But this sharpens the wood first, so you get like a dull blade or a point, and then you put it in the second slot, and then it sharpens it to a point. Now this I liked because I'm not a point person all the time. Sometimes I like how the blunt is. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. So I did invest in a pencil sharpener, especially since sharpening with a knife on air takes a little bit of time. So it's not very... Ooh, caught that with my thumb. It's not very good idea when you're doing a live. So let's give this a try. So it says that number 1, it should sharpen back the wood and not really sharpen the point there. So let's give a try. Oh, and Coloring Bliss says turn the thing and not the pencil. But yeah, I can't do that. I'm just going to turn gently. But yeah, that's just taking off the wood right there. That's pretty cool. Hasn't even touched the blade yet. That would be weird to get used to, turning the container, not the... Okay, now it touched a little bit. Ooh, look at that. It's still nice and sturdy too. I like that. That's what I would get with my pencil, where it's still formatted to my coloring already. Oh, I like that. And look, it didn't take off very much of the pencil at all. Very little. Ooh, I like that. Now, if you're going to go and do detail, that's when you put it in your other side. Ooh, that's even doing it very, very gingerly. Look at that. Gonna have to get used to it. It's a, I mean, it's a tool. It's learning a new tool. I may not have taken enough of the wood off. Yeah, so it does take more pencil off when you take off more wood, which makes sense. But look at that. And then ooh, look at that. That is super, come on, need a bit of focus. Super long. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. All right. And then to clean that out, you would just get your little duster and clean that out. Right into the garbage. All right, so that's going to come in handy. All right. And then my hands cramp quite a bit. I did find Mr. Pen on Amazon with the 12 pencil grips. Hi, June. And Sandy and June. The pencil grips. Oh, come on. Ugh. This particular one has 2 sizes, okay? And it's not very clear when you order it on Amazon. Some of the reviews are like, there's 2 sizes. And then some of the reviews are like, no, there's not. Well, in this package, there's 2. There's the size that has the stripes, and then the no stripes. Stripes against no stripes. And it says right here, the grips with lines have smaller hole. And what that means is it's going to be a tighter fit. Okay. Ugh. Come out. Slide it on. So it's a nice tight fit, which would be good if you have your favorite pencils and you don't need to take those off. And then you can adjust it wherever you want to use it. Then the other side has a little bit larger hole. Okay. See, it just slides right in there. So if you don't want to fight it, that's fine. And then just a little bit of grip makes it, it's in there, okay? So, but, and it's just a little bit. You put the fatter end down at the bottom, and it gives, you don't have to, like, be so tight on the pencil. It relaxes the grip a little. So something to think about if you're not liking your color pencils because they're too skinny. You can always buy a grip and do that. You got that dollar store brush too? Yeah, Wet n Wild. You can get those at the dollar store, off of Amazon. I got this one off of Amazon because I thought it was more compact. I was hoping it would be like this for ink blending, where this is just so packed, but you can't ink blend with that. So I've got 2 table dusters now, which doesn't hurt my feelings. Okay. So today we we're going to work on our toned paper. And I think I want to play with the gray today. And I'm just going to pull it out. Because remember, when I pull it out, it's not going to waste any of my paper. This is actually bigger than what it suggests for 5.5. Because if I take that off, yeah, it's like 5 3/4 from there to there. So it's super nice. Okay, and then I am going to get Misty out. Just because I don't know how the ink is going to react to the paper. If it's going to be splotchy and need assistance. Get that off. I've got some double stick stuff here. I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm just going to set it right in here. Just like so. Okay. Slide you guys out of my way. Out of the way. Hi, Melissa. Alright, so that's nice and stuck. It's not going anywhere. You know, we can slap our little magnet on there, make sure it really doesn't go anywhere. And I'm going to do this little image. Well, it's not little, but I think we can see the most color out of it. We'll do this one. We'll do this one to color. Okay. And then we're going to do this one to heat emboss. Maybe. Ooh, hold on. I've got to figure out a little bit better system than, you stinker, than this for those. Because I don't really want to waste a whole magnet sheet, so I got to find... Okay, let go. Plus, I got to keep them together because, you know, one set doesn't work with the other. These are sticky. Just let go. You think I'd never used these before? I know I've used this one. Maybe. Okay. Whew. That was tough. So then we're going to heat emboss that one. Okay, but I can do them both at the same time. So what did I want to do? I'm going to do this one in brown. Or the gray. I'm going to do this one in the gray. And then I'm going to do this one in white. And then heat emboss it with clear, I think. We'll see how that goes. But I'll stamp it in white so we can definitely see what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to do the gray first. Grab my little stamper. Remember, Simon Hurley's they're pretty clear, so it doesn't like show the color like some of the other brands do right away. But it's inking. Trust me, it's inking. Nice, even, light pressure. Okay. Ooh, that is just like Versamark almost. Tone on tone. Look at that. I did miss a spot right in there. Okay. And maybe right up in there. So that's what this platform is for. Or any platform you have. There's lots of platforms out there now. Pardon me. Allergy season is upon me. Should have took a Benadryl. Okay. So I kind of remember that area right up there. This area right here. That's where I'm going to focus my pressure. Because everything else, it's stamped fine. Just these little areas. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's going to be so nice. Get my little towel here. Clean that off, because even though we don't see it, there is still ink on there. Okay, that little guy's all clean off. Okay, let me grab my embossing powder, because of course I didn't think of that. Are you clear? I think you're white. I think clear. Do I even own clear? I have to own clear. Clear! I have clear embossing powder. Embossing powder. Doesn't matter how long you've had it. I don't think it goes bad. I've had this brand for a lot of years. Okay. We get our little embossing buddy. It's basically cornstarch or baby powder. Okay, we're just tapping on the powder. That way there, when we stamp, the embossing powder doesn't stick where we don't want it. We're going to grab our ink. Okay. And, ooh, I do have a little. Where did I put it? Okay, grab our little ink. Tap, 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 tap. Some stamps require tapping, some require rubbing. It just depends on the stamp. I find detailed stamps, I like to very gentle tap, tap. It sounds very loud, but that's just this being, what is it called? Making a lot of noise for nothing. Okay. We're gonna flip that over. Nice even pressure. Super fine detail. You don't want to push on it, because when you push, it's gonna make that rubber go splook. And if you have extra ink on there, it's gonna ooze out and it's not gonna be pretty. Your best result is gonna be close it, gentle even pressure, check it. If you didn't get, you would close it, add a little bit more pressure in that area. Okay, and I can see that it didn't get enough, and that's just fine. We're going to do it again. Like I said, I'm not sure how well these inks are going to stick to this type of paper. Okay, so we're just going to push and hold for a second. Not a ton of pressure. Again, we don't want to balloon out those lines. Ah, you gotta love that. Look how pretty that is. White on gray. And if you don't have, you don't have to run out and buy this. You know, you have, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't, the colored cardstock in your collection, okay? Maybe you have a gray toned paper from a different company. Okay, now I gotta peel this off. This is not the Sizzix sticky grid. It's a lot more sticky. The Sizzix grid, I think, is more gentle, so you won't curl your paper. I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to clean this before I close my machine. Okay, we're going to put this back on top. Keep that clean. All right. Okay, so now we're going to take our embossing powder. Okay, right on a coffee filter, especially with this because it has such a teeny opening. I'm going to knead it on that coffee filter. Okay. And then we're just going to roll that powder on there. Pardon me, sorry. Okay. Now, I don't have to tap. I don't have to do anything because I used my embossing buddy. I got powder on there. I was gentle with my stamping. Okay. But I can see that some of that powder is letting go as I'm holding it. So I'm just going to hold it. Super gentle tapping. We don't want to flick really hard because it will make it let go of the ink. Okay. And now I can look, and I saw a little bit of powder here earlier and it's gone now, so we should be good. Now I'm going to pinch my little doodad, hold it closed, and pray it goes in. And I don't sneeze. Ha ha. Yay! We made it! Well, yep, there it is. Okay. So now that we have that embossed and powdered, we're going to pull out our heat gun. And just before we pull out that heat gun, we're going to wipe our table, okay? Because we're going to have some heat going, and we don't want that powder to stick to our table, because that would be yucky. Now, some embossing powders have glitters, embeds, micas, and if you blow from the top, it blows it everywhere. So what you can do to avoid that is start from the back. And I like to start from the back just to warm up the paper, okay? So we're going to turn it on. Hello, Chow. So we're going to turn it on so you can turn down your TVs. Maybe. Oh, I have no power. There we go. So we're just going to warm it up in the back. And see, I'm getting the wrinkle out of my paper too as I do that. Okay. And then you just keep moving, because if you hold it too long, you can burn your paper. And you just move it along, and you can see it melt. And I can see it change color. Now I'm going to turn it around so I don't burn my hands. You see the white versus this weird color now? Okay, so then we check. We check to see... Sorry, trying to fix the lighting here. Ooh! Crash! Okay, let's see if we can't get some more light on the subject. Okay, or not. Okay, so what? Yeah, that's terrible. Out of the way. What we're looking for, okay, is not shiny spots. They're going to be powdery looking. And I think I got everything. And you got to let it cool before you go touching it, because if you don't, you could knock it off. Okay, but look at that. Now, if I were to do this again, I would use a white embossing powder or a gold embossing powder, because white with clear just isn't enough to show up. But I'm not sad about that, because I can do stuff to make it pop. I was hoping that it was going to be enough to be done, but that's okay. So let's try out some colors. Now, Hi, Joyce and Kim. Thanks for popping in. Are we upside down? Oh, it is upside down. Let's try. Come on, catch up with me. Okay. I didn't even notice that we were upside down. Sorry, guys. There we go. Now we're hopefully not upside down, but that's in the way. How's that looking? So slow. Slow. Okay. So sorry about that. Get that reorganized there. Maybe. Okay. So this is very, very faint, very pretty though, but at least now I know that I'm not going to have any trouble stamping and embossing. I just have to choose my colors a little bit better. If I do a dark color like purple or something like that on this with the clear, that would have been a lot better. Ooh, even an orangey, yellowy color. But let's color our flower. We're going to do a little bit of the Crayola first. And I have the Crayola big set because I love Crayola. It doesn't look like I've used it much. I bought it when we moved, but they are spectacular for beginners, for people that just want to play around and maybe not use your expensive ones. You can get these. You don't need expensive ones, but say like you love your expensive ones and you want to kind of see how something might look. You can kind of match up colors and say, okay, I want to try this with these colors and see how it looks, and then do a final one with your fancy colors. Coloring on toned paper is going to give you a different look, okay? What might be bright and vibrant on white may be opposite on your toned paper. And just know that you could do this on any color paper. Reds, pinks, blues, purples. Just have to adjust your coloring. You could do tone on tone. You can grab your pinks and work on pink paper. You can grab blues and work on blue paper. So lots of options. It doesn't have to be just a gray paper or anything like that. Okay. And we're getting this little dark area right under this petal because this is the stem. The stem sits underneath the flower. So that's going to be your dark area. Okay. So super nice. Okay. Hold on one second, guys. I can't see anything because that's in my way. And that does look so dark. See if that helps a little. Okay. I could still see what you're doing. Okay. So yeah, it gives a different look. It's just so pretty. So there's that. Let's put on a super light pink, and we'll go into and if you don't know what your colors are, swatch them out. And that's the best way to know what it's going to do on your paper. Like those two are so close. So I'm going to go just a little bit rougher to see. See, those two are so close. So I might just put that one back and try something else. Where'd that peachy color go? So there's the peachy color. With the pinky color. Ooh, I like that. And then another pinky. And see, those two. Even though this is apricot and this one is peach, they look very similar on this paper. So bye-bye with that one. And then our white. Okay. Let's try. I do want another pink in there though. I want a pink that's not going to be the same as everybody else. Ooh, there we go. So this one's got a brighter in there. Okay. So, I want my tips white. Look at that. You're not going to get that with white paper. And I'm doing my tips white because I can always go over the top of it. And that'll help me to remember to stay out of that area with the other colors. And I'm not pushing hard. I'm just laying down one layer of color. That way there, I know where that white is, where I need to stop, where I want it to stop. And then I can go in and burnish if I want, or leave it. And burnishing is when you go in with a heavier hand through all your layers and push so that it smooths out your pencil lines. Some people burnish with Gamsol or well, mineral spirits is what Gamsol is, just to they treat it a little bit different so you don't smell it as bad. Okay. So that's all we're doing. We're just going in and coloring in the white area. Just enough. Just enough. That's kind of where I want my tips to be. Just like that. Nice white little tips. Okay. So then we're going to go in with, I think we're going to come down with the peachy color. So I'm going to cross over the white just a tad. Just a tad. Okay. I'm going to bring in that peachy color. My lighter of the colors. Sorry, I got it. My hands are like, bleh. So soft and gentle, these colors on this. It's just something different. And again, I'm not being very fanciful. Just getting that color down. Going over the white just a little bit. Just a little bit. just like so. Okay, and then we're going to pop on, which pink do I want? Do I want this pink? Yeah, we're gonna go in with this pink and fill in the rest of it. Again, not pushing too hard. Go up more. I'm gonna go over the peachy color and into the white just a little. And because I'm not pushing terribly hard, it's not gonna color it in. It's just gonna add a layer over the top. And this is with Crayola, what they consider kid crayons, pencils. But they are the best for that price range. Let me tell you. And they are a hard pencil, okay? If you go from Crayolas to Prismas, you're going to be like, what's going on? Because Prismas, you don't push. I mean, you have to use a soft hand. Just look at how soft that looks. Hi, Diane. Thanks for stopping in. We're doing some stamping and coloring on toned paper. Ugh. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, and then here's my bright one. Now this one, I'm going to follow those lines. Okay, they gave me those lines, and I'm actually pushing just a little bit harder. I'm going to use this as my shadow. Somebody's got some beeping going on. All right. Just going to follow their shadow lines. Put in my pink shadow. It doesn't have to be precise. Okay. I'm not like, follow the line, follow the line. No, I'm put the pencil at the bottom of the line and flick it towards the rest of the line. If it curves, follow in that curve. Just like driving. Point your car in the direction of the lines, but you don't drive on the lines. Just use them as a guide. Stay on the road. Okay. I like that so much. I think I need to go in with my green. Let's try this one. I like to darken that up a little bit. That wasn't enough. And that's the fun thing about pencils. If it's not quite enough, you can go in and fix it. I shouldn't have done that, but I did it anyways. Okay, so now we have nice bright pink sitting on the top of everything, and I'm really liking that. See, and this is the fun thing. You can do your first layer and be like, oh, I love it. You don't have to add another layer. You don't have to burnish it in. You can leave it just like that. But I don't think I like that for the inside of my... Ooh, that one might work. Okay. Check that out. Oops, I missed a spot. I think I'm going to go over that with a little bit of yellow. Now again, I'm not being perfect. I kind of just want it to be a little bright spot in there. Okay. Hi, Jean. Janine. So there's that little guy. And then if you have a die for it, you chop it out with a die. If you don't have a die, these ones are super easy. Okay. You can definitely try with a scan and cut. However, because we're more tone on tone and it is so soft, you may not get a good read on the machine. But I don't know. I don't have a scan and cut. I don't know how that works. All you can do is try. And so all I'm doing to fussy cut is I know this petal goes here, so I'm going to go up and over, come down. I'm kind of trying to follow the petals. Down, over, around, up, and around, down and up, around. And there's a petal there and a petal there, so I kind of shoot the paper. I'm turning the paper, not the scissors. Shoot around for the home stretch, around, and voila. We have this beautiful, very light little flower that we can put onto anything. We can even put it on toned paper by, no, that's blue. What color are you? I don't know what color you are. We're going to grab some more of this woof, which is my gray. And I'm just going to ink the edges. Oh, look at my mat just holding everything down. I think maybe I might have had some green on that brush. Yeah, that's funny. So, yeah, I should have cleaned the brush first. That's what happens. Yeah, there was green in there. My bad. But it doesn't look terrible, okay? Ink the edges, and now you can put that right back on some toned paper. Okay, so that was our lovely Crayolas on toned paper. Isn't that nice? Ugh. Come. Ugh. Pencil grips. Pencil grips. Okay, but I love my Prismas, so we're gonna pop those out. Probably not that color though. Pardon me while I open this ginormous box. Okay, so these are sunflowers. So I'm going to do a whole mess of these colors. Why not? I just grabbed all of those colors. Okay, because I can. This one looks like it has a little bit of green in there. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's pretty green. So I'm going to pop that in there. Okay, so FYI, fine, skinny little lines are not easy to color pencil in. And that's okay. Let's try something else. I will stamp another image and do the pencils on there. So let's see. Take off some of this green. Okay, so let's do an ink blend over it. Let's see what that looks like. We're gonna use a little bit of orange. Where's my little blendy? Okay, little bit of orange. Little bit of orange. And those flowers are gonna be different. So those are the only two sunflowers. Get right there. Okay, clean that off. Grab a little bit of yellow. Okay, grab a little bit of brown. I clean brush after every use. That's fabulous. I am lazy. I do not. And I should remember that I don't, but I don't. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So now we have those, and then I'm gonna put in, I do want a little bit of red in there. Let's see what that does over some of that yellow. Okay, and then we're going to throw in some green in there because we got some leaves in there. That's not enough green though. Sorry. Gotta take it up a notch. Oh, that's better. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not being like uber careful with this. I'm just laying in the color. Okay? That's the fun thing about inking and penciling. You can do it however you want. Okay, I got a little too much green in there, but that's okay. I'm going to grab that orange again. And I'm just going to go right back over the top. Just like that. Ooh, that nice. But I put these away in the wrong spot. There we go. I'm gonna pop out a little bit more orange. There we go. Oh, I like that. Okay. Now with this one, why am I missing a color? Oh, I had a panic attack. I put a blue not where blue goes. Okay. So with this one, I do have the die cut for it. Okay. It's a little weird. The Crafter's Companion, they give you 2 pieces. Now, don't panic. They do this for a reason. They do this so if you stamp this on the edge of your card, okay, you can find... That is obviously not it. You can find the piece that goes around that area, like so. You would tape that down and cut it, And it would take this piece of the paper away and leave the rest of it. And then you could snip it here and here, and you would have part of your paper stamped, if that makes sense. So, but then if you want to cut out the whole thing, you just put your pieces together like so. Maybe. It is one of the more frustrating ones to put together. Oh, look what I have hanging right here from the other day. Just like so. Just like so. And then these butt up. Just like so. Oops. Maybe stay put. Okay. And then just grab your cutting machine. Flop those little doors open. Grab your little sandwich. However your sandwich works for you, that's what you're going to do. Just put my sandwich right on there. Oops. Now those things are going to become an issue because my plates barely fit through there. Just like that. Okay. Make sure everything still halfway looks good. Hang my tape back up. Sandwich my top plate. Send her through. Squeaky, squeaky. Oops. Too much shit on that side. Pardon me. Hi, Regina. Oh, oops. Haha. See, and you think it's not going to cut because those two bars, you know, don't actually meet, but it does. It snips right up to the edge. That's where they were taped together. Isn't that the coolest? And again, you can ink blend your edges just to give them a little bit of a pop. Just like so. Just like so. Easy peasy. All done. No fussy cutting required. And then you can save your little bits of tape for the next one. If you're going to do a whole bunch of these, that tape will reuse and reuse and reuse. All right. So, Crafter's Companion, thank you for your time. Let us stamp one more flower and use these beautiful prismas. Maybe. Okay, guys, where'd I put that stamping platform? I buried it. Yay! Okay. I think I'm gonna do, peel that, get that in there. Okay, we're gonna do, let's get the tan paper. Okay. Get the tan. Put that in there. And we're going to stamp in brown this time. We're going to do this little flower here. Nice even pressure. I pushed too hard with my ink pad. That might have a blowout. No, it didn't. Yay. Right in the center. That center doesn't want to be happy. 1, 2, 3, do. Okay, there we go. Look at that. That's with the brown. Brown on brown. Look at that. So many things you could do. And like I said, if you have pink paper, Stamp it with a pink. See what it looks like, and then color it in with really light colors or really bold colors. That would be fun. This toned paper is designed for pencils, especially doing like black and white gradients, you know, all the grays and the blacks and white on these toned papers. It's something special. And the texture, these papers are not just brown papers. They have little particles in them. My sticky grid is a little too sticky, but that's okay. I have more sticky grid. I was informed the other day. Somebody sent me some sticky grid, and I didn't know it. She's like, that stuff I sent you was sticky grid. And I'm like, what? I just used this tape. Oh, I felt so dumb. But that's what happens. So, all right. Look at that. Now, some of your inks, oh, and I can see closer that it didn't stamp so well, but that's okay. I'm going to color pencil over it. Some of your inks may take a little bit of time to dry, okay? So don't panic. You may have to hit it with a heat gun. Okay, so now we still have our pencils out, and I'm still going to use the same colors on this brown, although I'm going to check this little guy here. Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful color, but not the kind of green I want. So I'm going to do this one with this light tip. Okay. And I'm going to go down further. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. On the other one, I did the white on the back side too. I'm just going to do it on the insides, not the back sides. I'm going to make my outer color a different color, because I can. See how much brighter these are? And again, not pushing hard, especially with Prismas. Do not push so hard. If your first layer has a lot of crumbs, and those crumbs are the little bits that get left behind, you're pushing too hard, okay? You shouldn't get crumbs until your very last burnishing stage, if you choose to do a burnishing stage. I think I did that one wrong, but that's okay. No, I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. Okay, and then those are the outsides. I actually colored that one and shouldn't have. This would be the inside. Okay, let's see if I can erase a little bit of this. Because I want the outside of my petals a different color. So what happens is, this is the flower, okay? And the petals are all around it. Well, on this side, these would be the outside of the petal, because they're on this side of the insides. And those are the insides, because they're on that side of the petal. Okay, I hope that you can kind of visualize. These ones are over there, and then these ones are facing us. So these are the back sides. And I think I want my back sides. So this one has laid down, so we see the inside there, but this is its backside right here. Get the backside, because this one's not laying down. This one's not laying down, but it curled over a little bit. And then this one. And then this one, and then that one. Oops. Which pencil was I using? Okay. this little area there. Okay, and then this one should have been brown, or that, and that should have been that, just like so. Okay, and then I think this one's a boo-boo too. Color pencils, I love them. You can erase for the most part. As long as you don't push too hard, you can erase. Okay, I think we got that all sorted out now. And then this one could be either way because of the way it is. There we go. Yep, this one laid down and then curled over. All right, there we go. Now we use that yellowy color. We need a second one on the inside. Ooh, that's a nice one. There we go. All right, and then we're going to go in with the second one on the outside. Just kind of follow those darker lines. Ones in the back will be a little bit shadowy. And you can watch other colorists if you want like super uber realistic coloring. Don't watch me for that. I like to do simple, get it in there, make it pretty, but not extravagant, because that's a lot of work. Super lot of work. But I do need to go back over this just a little. Let me throw another color in there. Kind of mold that in there. Not perfect, just get the color in there. There we go. And see, and this is without even burnishing. I mean, I haven't worked that really deeply in there. A pop of orange. Right in with my shadows. Because I can. Nobody said I couldn't. There we go. Okay, and then our centerpiece. I think I'm going to pull out some browns for the center bit. No. Let's do... Yes, let's do brown. Do I have a brown? Where's my browns? Well, this is a grayish brown. Let's see what that does. Okay, so I'm just kind of putting spots because when I put it down, I wasn't totally in love with it. I'm going to blend it with a little bit of this yellowy color. See if that makes me a little bit happier. And it doesn't. Bad choice. Bad choice. Let's add some red in there. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay, and we're going to go back in with our original base color. Now this is more of the burnishing because I've packed on the color right now. And I went too far up with that red there. So I'm really pushing that color around, smooshing it around, trying to get a better design. All right, so that's the center, and I keep it, if you don't, try to get out of the habit of dusting your paper when you're color penciling, because if your hands are warm, you can melt those colors right back into your paper. Okay, and we don't want that. We don't want to do that. Okay, so this is what it looks like unburnished. Still super, super pretty. I'm going to go in a little heavy-handed and burnish in these center pieces. Just because. Just like that. A little extra burnishing. Right at the base. Not too far out. Just right at the base. Same color I've been using. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. I pick up my pencils. I drop them down. I don't know what color's what. And I'm okay with that. Running out of pencil. Okay. Okay, so now I've got crumbs that I can probably show you. There's little bitty crumbs right there. I'm gonna dust them off. I don't want to smear them. And here's a good example. Okay. So see, there's little dusty specks on there. Okay. If I go and dust them off, I'm smearing that color. Can you see that? I just smeared that color. And I didn't successfully get the crumbs off. But if you dust, you won't do that. So let me do another little buildup here. Okay. So there's my little crummies. So I'm just going to dust them off. Okay. No smearing. You see that? Now, you can still smear it because, you know, it sits on top. So just be careful of that. If you're doing a large project and you do have hot hands, and I do this, I just grab a piece of copy paper, nothing fancy. You just grab a copy paper, you set it down, okay, and then you can work. You know, protect your surface, and then you can go in and do more work. Parchment paper, if you need to see what's underneath, you can definitely do that. Let me see if I can find some greens. Oh, look. What kind of green are you? Ooh, that's interesting. Let's see what that does. Yeah, runaway pencil. And you can totally make your own colors. So I put down a little bit of the bright. I put down a little bit of the dark. And I can still see the paper in here. So when I go to put more color in, it's going to be like this molded, marbly look. because some of those colors are going to hit high spots and low spots. And okay, so it's not going to be a solid sheet of color. It's going to be blotchy, and I am okay with that. Okay, so it's dark, it's light, it's dark, it's light. I can still see paper right there. Go in there again. No big deal. Okay, and after you're done, you're like, oh, I love it, but I lost my lines. Okay. You could go back in. Okay. I'm pretty sure I had that in the corner. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, put that back in there, and then get your original color. Okay, and stamp right over the top of it. Oops, what's in my way? Oh, the bar. There we go. Maureen, sorry you're late. You didn't get notified. Yeah, I don't get notified on Facebook, even though I click that bell a bazillion times to be notified. Now see how it just brightened up those tips a little bit more, and I still have that stamping issue right there in the center. So I'm just gonna, I literally added ink right to the center. I didn't need to add ink anywhere else. Okay, bar, get out of my way. So I added ink right here to the center. So that's where I'm focusing my pressure. Still even, still not light, even pressure right down the center. And I double stamped that a little bit, but it's not terrible. Now this, you'll want to be careful because you've stamped on a waxy base. So that's going to stay wet for a little bit, okay? So I'm definitely going to want to wait for that to dry. And yeah, my paper shifted and I didn't fix it. So I got a little bit of a double stamp. Am I sad about that? A little bit. Can we fix that? You betcha. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my copy paper. Okay. This stamp is the Crafter's Companion, and I'll read the name in just a minute. Okay. If you're handwriting with ink and stuff, this is how you would help dry it. Okay. You would put your paper down. Okay. You have the base of your writing. Okay. You put your paper off. You make sure your paper covers the whole area. You put your paper off, you pinch it at the bottom, and then you let it go. Starting at the bottom where you're holding, you just give a wipe, okay? One direction. Don't come back. Don't go sideways. Go one direction. You're going to peel it, and you're going to peel off any wet spots. And see, I had a ton of wet spots, very little wet spots. So we're going to check it again. We're going to start off the page, hold it down. But when I hold it, I'm going to have my fingers on this page too. Okay, my fingers are on that one too. But it's down. Now I'm going to wipe. One direction. Okay. Lift gently. And I can see I picked up a little bit more ink because it's just being stubborn. And that's okay. Now you can take your Sharpie. Okay, and you can say, I really messed up that line all over. And so I'm just going to go around and fix it. And while I'm at it, I'm going to darken everything up because I'm not happy with how it looks. Okay. And this would be a little bit time consuming, but when you do all of that beautiful color pencil work, you don't want to just throw it away. Add a few more minutes. Trace it out. Sorry, my dog is scratching at the door. She is tired of listening to me, I assume. Okay, and all I'm doing is tracing the lines. Now, because this is a waxed or wax, I don't know what Prismacolors are, but they leave a residue behind. That residue is going to want to resist a little bit. So you may have to go over the line 1 or 2 times. Okay, and so I can do that and just go in and fill that in and get more definition where I lost definition. Kind of fake it, because I know there was some loopy stuff in there. Just like so. And like here, I double stamped, so I started the line in, and then I'm just going to move it outwards. So I'm just going to have a heavier black line there. No big deal. Just like so. Okay. So if you make boo-boos, you know, you double stamp. Some things you might double stamp and it's just a little bit. You can go in and trace the line. So like here, the original stamp comes out, and then my double stamp comes in, and then the original stamp. So it just, if you just trace it, you can give yourself just another area to color. And then you can go back in. Hopefully that is dry enough, so I can show that. Okay, then you can just come in and add a little bit more color, like it was designed to have extra line of color right there. So there's lots of ways to fix your boo-boos. Trust me. I make boo-boos all the time. Remembered burnishing colors with a little piece of paper when I was little. Yes. When you're done coloring, especially if you decide to go with the burnish method and you push in your pencils really deep into the paper to really saturate it, when you're done, you grab yourself a tissue. The softer, the better. Let me grab this old project. Oops, sorry, Foxy. Okay, so years ago, does it say how many years ago? So that was when I was a cruise, before I changed my name. Okay, so this is years old. This is Prismacolors, my first project with Prismacolors. And you can see it gets kind of dusty and kind of gross. Where's my tissues? Like, I blow my nose all the time. What did I do with my tissues? Oh, they're on the floor. Okay, so even if your project is sitting out and it gets a little dusty, you just grab yourself, let me see if I can reach over this. Okay, you can see it's been sitting over there getting all dusty and gross. Okay, you can take your tissue, and even on a fresh drawing, what you're going to do is you're going to take your tissue and you're just going to rub gently, not like rah, rah. You're not trying to take the color off. You just rub gently, okay? And what that rubbing is going to do is it's going to mold the colors a little bit, and your pencil marks will start to disappear, okay? And you can clean off your project. If it does get a little dusty, you can clean it off, okay? You might go through a lot of tissues for this, okay? Just give a gentle, I mean, I'm not pushing. I mean, that's the pressure I'm using. Just the weight of my hand, okay? You can go in, clean it up, just like so, okay? And you're getting a lot of gookies, okay? Oops, let me close this pin. This was done with the Prisma sticks. They're little square. They don't have the wood on them. And my hands were always so warm. I remember I'd have to clean them between each color because I would just cake on the colors. Let me grab the black here. Okay. Is this black? Yes, nowhere. Okay. So you layer the colors on. Oops. And you've burnished. Okay. You've burnished. You're putting a heavy hand. You've gone through, and you leave pencil marks. Let's see if I can't get them to show up. Okay. There's some pencil marks in there, plus all the crummies. So you dust your crummies off. Okay. And you can see the pencil marks in there. And you just take your tissue and you just gently burnish them out. Okay, I could totally go right over the top of all of this. And that's why it's nice medium, because if you let it sit for a while and you're just unsure about it, you can go in and add more to it and just clean it up. But yeah, the tissue method, definitely once you've burnished it, you can help get rid of some of those pencil marks just by a light cleaning. If it gets dusty, you can dust it off. Might have to go get some black and touch this guy up. He's dirty. He's old too, man. I did this in high school, I graduated in 97. So that was 95, 96. Don't forget to thumbs up. Thank you, Maureen. 55 years ago. The 3D on that is amazing. The flower is Crafter's Companion, your little chip. Okay. Which one was that? So the Life is Beautiful Crafter's Companion comes with delightful, a life lived in love will never dull. Life is beautiful. And that's this one we were using here. This little guy here. And that's your Prismas. And that, for the most part, or no, Crayola and Prisma. Okay. Two different ones. Okay, now this one, say like you did it in Crayola and you liked it, but you're like, oh, I wished I'd have done it in Prisma. Well, guess what? You can go right over the top. Oops, that's Crayola. You dumbass. Okay, don't mind me. Okay, now we've got our Prisma white. You can go right over the top. Okay. That's the nice thing. So if you have a project and you're like, I loved it, but not that much to give it away because it needs more oomph, you can go right over the top of it with your new Prismas or whatever brand you bought because you thought, oh, these are going to be so lovely. Okay. Go right over the top. And on the plus side, you do less burnishing with the Prismas because you laid down a color with the, what's his face? And get one more pinky pink. Maybe you? And that's why I was saying you could have your Crayolas to practice and say, okay, I love the pink combo. Let me go through now with the regular one. Can you see that one petal just stand out? Okay, Crayolas are nice. Don't get me wrong. I love Crayola. But then you go over the top with Prisma. And you could totally use them both. Maybe you start off with a tiny set of Prismas just to try them out. Because you know there's reviews out there that there's a love-hate. People love them, people hate them. One reviewer I watched was funny. He's like, I hated them. They were crumbing everywhere. Da 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 da. I'm like, well, somebody was pushing too hard. And then he's like, somebody told me to try it again, but not push hard. That's the thing with Crayola or Prismas, is you don't push hard. You don't have to push hard at all. And I did that. Even though, okay, there's this little coloring going on, I can go in very lightly and add more color. Okay. And I go over it and over it very lightly. I'm a layering person. I layer it up, and then that final bit of color, that is that's when we get the heavy hand in there. Okay. And you know I'm not pushing hard because I'm holding it in my hand. Okay. Okay, and that's before the burnish, and that's with the burnish. And you can you? I don't know. The pencil marks in here, that shiny bit, okay, the pencil marks, we just rub them out and even out that shine. But totally different. Prisma versus, it's just so bright and shiny. But again, I guess those are my recommendation, is Crayola and Prismas. I love them both. They do different things. They look wonderful. Your toned paper, okay, toned paper can be specifically named toned paper, toned gray, toned tan, or maybe you have a drawer full of, maybe if I can grab a sheet, maybe you have a sheet of blue, okay? You can still color on it. Actually, let me grab a scrap because I have a big sheet. Come here, scrap. Okay. Okay. Put down a little bit of white just to see how things are going to look. And then find the blues. So many trays of goodness. Hold on. Oh yeah, let's try these. Blue on blue. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. What is that? That's blue clear pale. And that almost looks white on there, but it's not quite because I have it next to the white. Ooh, look at that. Maybe we go the blue. So if I had stamped this with a flower and then colored it, oh, I should have did that one second. That's all right. But look at that. You can do tone on tone. They don't care. Pencils, they like paper. So then we'll do this light one up here. So that's a lot of layers of color right there. Lots of layers. Very little crumbs because I go over and over and over an area. Thing doesn't say that it's buffering. Are we still buffering? I hit this eyeball thing, so I don't know if you guys can see me or not. I'm trying to wait for my YouTube that I'm watching on mine catch up. I don't know if it's still buffering. I don't have the wheel of death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 seconds for my hand to show up on the other monitor. Holy mollies. I'm back. It's a sign. It says, get off of YouTube. It doesn't like that when I stay on longer than an hour. It always buffers, I've noticed, the longer I stay on. That's just rude. Okay, so I don't know what we missed before going out, but I added lots and lots of layers of color, and I did burnishing trying to get rid of the blue undertones. Okay, but there's still some in there. It's not fabulous, but how fun to have your stamped flower. Maybe you stamp it in blue, so you literally have like no line coloring, and then you trim when you go to fussy cut or die cut. When you go to trim and you leave your little halo, your halo is not going to be white. It's going to be whatever color cardstock or whatever you have going on. Okay, and look at that. How fun is that? A blue on blue. Oops. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you have colored cardstock, stamp on it. See what it looks like. It doesn't have to be some fancy paper like I have here. I did get this because I have been doing a lot more sketching, especially trying to come up with ideas for my Etsy shop. But sketching on colored paper is fun. So that's why I didn't hesitate to buy a couple of these when they marked them down to $1.87 at Hobby Lobby. And why they are reducing them, I don't know. If they wouldn't put them on the bottom shelf by the floor, people might actually see them. But that's just my opinion. Alrighty, my friends. I hope this inspires you to pull out some colored cardstock, some fun papers that you might have, and like scraps. You know, you have scraps, probably. Ooh, I've got a nice little scrap. How fun would it be to, ooh, you know, color in there. I might have to do something with that. I didn't realize that was down there. That's in the wrong bin. But yeah, you pull out a scrap that you have from die cutting or whatever, and you stamp it and then go. How fun. Okay. And there's blue on red. pink on red. That almost looks white-ish. That's more pink. Okay. Clean off my white there. White on red. How pretty would that be? Do a whole, do a white rose on red paper. Whew, so fun. Alrighty, my friends, we will see you next Wednesday for sure at 7. And I'm thinking maybe Saturday at 1-ish to do my Christmas cards, because I got to get my Christmas cards done for this month. So, wait, what is Saturday? That's not the 30th, is it? 30th is my daughter. Oh, no. Yeah, so Thursday, Friday. Oh, no, I don't want to do Saturday. Saturday is... What's going on Saturday? Stamp with me on Nancy's channel. So look out on my Facebook. At some point, I might do another pop-up live to do some Christmas cards. Until then, my friends, we will see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.